Welcome, Bruins. Thank you for joining today's Career Coaches Insights webinar, Your Business Breakthrough in 60 Minutes with career coach and UCLA alumna, Sami Toussi. My name is Joseph Blancas, and I serve as an Associate Director for Alumni Career Engagement at the UCLA Alumni Association. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank our Alumni Association sustaining donors. It's with your donations that we are able to strengthen the Bruin community with career programs like this. For some general webinar housekeeping, we'll have time at the end of our program for a Q&A with Sami. So please use the Q&A function below to submit your questions, and we will get through them time permitting. We will also be recording today's session, and we'll distribute it once it's made available. Now, to start our program, I'm excited to introduce Sami Toussi. Sami is a business strategist, consultant, and published author who has been running her coaching and consulting practice, Toussi International, since 2017. She helps entrepreneurs and professionals tap into their unique strengths and turn them into scalable businesses and career opportunities. Through strategic coaching, consulting, and corporate training, Sami empowers her clients to gain clarity, create action plans, and build momentum, whether they're launching a business, growing an existing one, or advancing their careers. Sami is also the founder of Strategist Studio, a digital marketing agency that helps business owners elevate their brand positioning, SEO, and online visibility to attract the right audience and scale sustainably. To date, she has led 70 plus workshops on topics such as business development, leadership, and work-life balance, helping clients achieve measurable results, including increasing revenue, securing leadership promotions, and elevating brand presence. Sami is the author of 2 books and has worked with 100 of clients globally to help them build businesses, pivot careers, and make meaningful progress toward their goals. Sami, we're excited to have you here with us again. I'll turn the program over to you.
Thank you, Joseph, for the warm welcome, and welcome everyone. I am so excited to be here today because what we're about to dive into has the power to completely shift how you approach your business. So if you've ever felt stuck, like you're aimlessly testing strategies to attract the right clients, this session is for you and you are in the right place. Today, we're going to be uncovering the secret to drawing in clients who are genuinely eager to work with you. Now, I know that so many of us are busy in our day-to-day lives, and especially if you're a business owner, right? So much of your time you're working in your business versus on your business. So for the next 60 minutes while I have you, I would encourage everyone to silence their phones, put them away, and just be present in the moment when we're here. So today I also wanted to share a giveaway too. So before we get started, this is my 5th webinar with UCLA alumni, and I wanted to do a little bit of a giveaway. If you snap a picture of today's webinar and tag at Sami Toussi, you can win a free hour business strategy session with me that's normally valued at $379. So you can take a picture or a video at any point of the presentation. To do so, tag on LinkedIn or on Instagram. I really love understanding everyone's biggest takeaway. So if there is something that really resonates with you as I'm going through the webinar today, snap a photo of it, tag me, and you could win a book or a session. So let me tell you about myself and why I'm here today. So like many of you, my time at UCLA was a period of exploration. I majored in global studies, but while my family seemed to have clear career paths, I graduated still searching for my true unique ability and purpose. Growing up, I watched my dad, a hardworking business owner, juggle the demands of entrepreneurship. Our conversations about growth and success sparked something in me, but I also saw the cost, the long hours, the stress, the constant trade-offs between his work and his personal life. That curiosity led me to Dubai, where I worked in venture development for a family company a family business in the oil and gas industry. The work was really exciting, but I did feel like something was missing. And I wanted to do more than build businesses. I wanted to help people build businesses that were not just profitable, but sustainable, purposeful, and fulfilling. So in 2015, I took a coaching course and I became certified. I realized that my sweet spot is where psychology, business strategy, and project management all intersect. And by 2017, I had quit my job and launched my own coaching and consulting practice, helping entrepreneurs tap into their strengths and turn ideas into thriving, balanced businesses. So, what I'm sharing with you today isn't just theory, it's the exact framework that I use to build my practice. And since 2017, help over 150 entrepreneurs create businesses that work for them, not just the other way around. So let's go ahead and dive in to our agenda for today. Here is our roadmap. First up, we'll start with why this is important. So 60% of entrepreneurs struggle with clarity in their business. If you're not clear on who you serve, what you offer, and why people should care, things will feel hard. There's no doubt. My goal today is to help you get that clarity so your business starts working for you, not the other way around. Number two, we're going to be going through the business breakthrough framework. So everyone should have a business model canvas in front of them. It's fillable. You should have downloaded it, and we'll be walking through it today. It's a three-step approach that I've used with my entrepreneur clients to build businesses that are both profitable and fulfilling. We'll dive into those three parts through the customer segment, early adopters, and pain points, which will be a very interactive exercise. It'll be a lot of me. I will be speaking, but it'll also be you having a chance to reflect, explore, write, ideate, fill out your business model canvas. And then lastly, I'll be taking you through any ways that I can help, whether that's through my entrepreneur school, one-on-one, or the digital marketing studio. So before we get going, let me tell you a short story. When I first started my coaching practice, I was so excited. I was finally doing work I loved, helping people build their businesses and careers. I poured my heart into creating my first offer, convinced it was exactly what my future clients needed. But then reality hit. I struggled to attract the right clients. The ones who showed up weren't quite the people I had envisioned myself working with. Some weren't fully committed to the process, and others just didn't align with my expertise. Worst of all, I wasn't seeing the transformations I had originally hoped for. I started questioning everything. Was I not good enough? Did I need to change my entire business model? It took me nearly 3 years to figure out that the problem wasn't my skills or my passion. It was that I had skipped a crucial step. Before I could build offers that truly resonated, I had to deeply understand who I was helping and what was keeping them up at night. Not just on the surface, but what they were really struggling with, their frustrations, their fears, their roadblocks. This shift changed everything. Once I got clear on their real pain points, I started attracting people who were not only a perfect fit, but who were also super eager to work with me. And that's exactly what we're going to be diving into today. How to stop guessing what your clients want and deeply understand your audience so that you can create some offers that truly connect and convert. So, in my own journey, I had to learn the hard way that passion alone isn't enough. Understanding clients on a deep level was the missing piece. And that's not true for small businesses or service providers. It's exactly how some of the world's most successful brands have built their empires. Let's take a case study, Apple and Netflix. So they don't just offer products or services, they solve problems and anticipate needs, often before their customers even realize that they have those problems or needs. So, case study one, Apple. So, with Apple, they're not just selling you a phone, they're selling you a seamless, effortless experience. Their marketing doesn't highlight technical specs, it focuses on how their products fit into your life. They realized customers don't just want a device, they want a tool that enhances their daily routines without friction. So they have built an entire ecosystem that just works. Case study number 2, Netflix. So Netflix started, which I think a lot of people might not remember this, it was pre their time, but it started as a DVD rental service. But instead of sticking to what was working, they asked, what is frustrating our customers? The answer, waiting. They saw the frustration of waiting for DVDs to arrive in the mail and solved it by introducing streaming. Then they went a step further, using data to personalize recommendations, making it so easy to binge watch that you don't even have to think about what to watch next. It's terrifying. And that's the key takeaway. Their success isn't about the products themselves, it's about the deep understanding of their customers. And the same applies to your business, big or small. If you've ever struggled to attract the right clients or felt like you're just trying to constantly convince people to work with you, it might not be your offer. It might be that you're not speaking directly to the problems of your ideal clients who actually care about the problems that you want to solve. So right now, for a few moments, I just want you to jot down somewhere in your notes, on your computer, in a doc, do you feel like you're truly solving your client's biggest struggles? Or are you assuming that we know what they need? Because the moment you deeply understand your audience, everything will change. So take just a few moments to think about this. Now that we've seen how businesses like Apple and Netflix thrive by deeply understanding their customers, let's bring that same clarity into your business. I love the phrase, if you try to market to everyone, you will reach no one. I personally struggled with this for a long time, thinking I should and I could help everyone. Why limit myself? But one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make is trying to appeal to too broad of an audience, hoping that someone will bite. But the businesses that grow the fastest, they get laser focused on exactly who they serve, what those people struggle with, and who is most likely to buy first. And that's where this business breakthrough framework comes in, and the 3 steps that we're going to work on today. 1, who is your customer segment, right? Who are they really? Number 2, what are their pain points? What are their problems? What keeps them up at night? And number 3, who will buy first, right? Who is your early adopter? All right, now the business model canvas, which everyone should have, that thing that's in front of you is so damn important. First of all, according to Startup Genome Report, startups that use structured planning tools like the business model canvas have been shown to raise 2.5 times more funding than those that don't. Translation? Investors and customers back businesses with a clear strategy. If you can articulate your value in a simple, compelling way, which the business canvas forces you to do, it's only 1 page, you make it easier for right customers to come your way, whether that's clients, partners, funders, to say yes to your idea. This is always the first step I take my clients through, because before we talk about marketing, branding, growth, we need to get the business model right. So we're going to break this down section by section and go deeper into each one, starting with the customer segment. So as the Golden Girls Cass would say, let's roll. Why is the customer segment so important? So according to a report, they've mentioned that 42% of businesses fail due to a lack of market need. And that's not just about having a great product. It's about deeply understanding who you're serving, what they care about, and what keeps them up at night. If you can't define your ideal customer in detail, you'll struggle with all the other things, marketing, pricing, and sales. So let me show you how I did this for my ideal client at my digital marketing studio, well, strategist studio. This is Peter. So Peter And I recommend all of you name your ideal client because you'll be using him as a framework going forward for all the different parts of your business canvas. Peter is the CEO of a construction safety management firm making $5 million a year. He's built a strong business. He's been in business for probably 22 years. He's under constant pressure, competition, hiring top talent, and managing his time efficiently. Every decision that Peter makes impacts his company's future. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs would stop at just this, his title, revenue, and industry. That's not enough to connect with him in a way that's going to drive your business. You need to go deeper. We want to understand Peter's motivations, his daily decisions, his priorities, his values, what his strengths are, who he's not. If you don't know these things, your messaging and marketing won't land. So Peter's priorities and decision making, right? He's busy. He doesn't have time for trial and error. He values speed, efficiency, results. He trusts referrals and high value networks over advertising. He definitely spends money on things that save him time, that improve his status, that give him a competitive edge. He also lives in Brentwood. He loves going to networking events and business dinners. You can catch him at Soho House or maybe like the San Vicente bungalows. Peter loves going hiking. He is big on industry events and golf clubs. Maybe he's a member at the Brentwood Country Club. He loves also private coaching and masterminds. So this is where the Strategist Studio also has a bit of an unfair advantage because it's coaching plus marketing. I'm sorry, digital marketing, which is through SEO and website design. So he loves going to retreats, maybe executive retreats, leadership workshops. He really values coaching. He spends money on first class flights, 5-star business retreats. He also really values premium lifestyle brands. He likes Cartier. He's really into maybe Gucci suits. He's into top tier business tech. Peter isn't browsing endless content or waiting to be sold. He's making decisive, high level investments. So the more you understand his time, where he's spending his time and money, the easier it is to create messaging that actually resonates. So your turn, right? We have the business canvas in front of us. Jot down some ideas. Maybe your ideal client isn't Peter, right? But the process to define them is the same. So you want to ask yourself questions like, what does Peter care about, right? What does your ideal client care about beyond their job title? Where do they spend time online and offline? What influences their decisions, right? So what is it that they value? And what problems do they need solved right now? I know this takes some time. I've also created a full ideal client avatar spreadsheet to help you map this out. So if you want to send me a DM on Instagram or LinkedIn message, I can share that with you too. What you want to be thinking about here is if you are a new business, who is someone, think about like who's someone that you would really adore working with. And you might have multiple ideal client avatars. It's very common too. But think about your first, like who is it that you want to target in the beginning? Now that we've outlined Peter, let's take this a bit further. And there will be time towards the end to just fill in some ideas around your customer segment some more. You can fill it in as we go. We're breaking down pain points to figure out what's urgent enough to make Peter take some action. So the second section of your business model canvas is problems. Problems are unmet needs or areas where the customer's current solution or experiences fall short of their expectations or their desires. If you don't know your customer's pain points, you cannot sell to them. So let's look at Peter's problems. What's keeping Peter up at night? Pain point number one, declining sales performance. Peter has built a $5 million plus company, but lately sales have slowed down. He's noticing a drop in new customers, and repeat business isn't enough to sustain his growth. So why does this create anxiety for him? Anxiety and emotional pain, right? Is he's under pressure to keep revenue steady while maintaining his team and his operations. He doesn't know where to find new customers or how to attract them efficiently. And he's tried traditional sales strategies, but they're not working as well as they used to. Pain point number 2, competitors are outranking him online, right? Peter is competitive. And his competitors are dominating Google searches, right? They're showing up first, they're getting more inquiries, and they're owning the digital space. Why does this feel urgent? He knows digital presence is important, but he doesn't have the time or knowledge to fix it. He's very frustrated because he feels like he's losing business simply by not being visible. And then pain point number 3, right? He's losing relevance with the younger market. So he sees a shift in his industry, and the next wave of customers are younger, they're tech savvy, they expect a strong online presence, which he's lacking. So his fear creates, right? He's realizing that his brand feels outdated in a very changing market, and he's not sure how to modernize his company image without losing credibility. So these are the 3 pain points you might have. I recommend thinking about your 3 to 5 big struggles that your customer's facing. But what you really want to tap into are his emotions, right? His problems, right? Here, Peter is feeling anxiety, declined sales, urgency, outranked by competitors. He needs to get his keywords higher on the within Google, and fear, right? He fears he's losing relevance. Every business needs to identify these kinds of problems that their customer is facing, right? Because your customers buy because they need a solution to a problem that's pressing. So, questions to ask yourself here. What are my 3 to 5 biggest struggles that my customers facing? Why are these challenges creating such stress or urgency for them? And then how does my business provide the exact solution that they need? So if you can articulate your customers' pain points better, even better than they can, they'll automatically see you as the solution. Now that we've outlined Peter's pain points, let's move to the next piece of the framework, which is early adopters. An early adopter is your first in line, risk-taking customer who sees the magic early, gives game-changing feedback, and spreads the word. They are your biggest fans, right? They're your ambassadors. They're natural connectors. They want to share how incredible you are with all their friends and family, with their LinkedIn network, with their Instagram network, with all the different communities that they're part of. Before I ask you to think about your early adopters, let me show you how this played out in my own business. So when I launched Strategist Studio, which was back in 2021, it's my SEO digital marketing agency. One of my early adopters was Annie. Annie had already been working with me for 5 years. She saw firsthand how SEO helped my business grow and how her own business started to expand. She realized she needed to improve her online ranking, right? Her website was her storefront. Her clients found her online, and she didn't want to be left behind while competitors ranked higher in her search, right? So Annie was an early adopter. Why? Because she already experienced success with me, right? We'd been working together for 5 years. She trusted my expertise. We'd been strategizing and growing her business together. And she had an urgent need, right? She knew that she was going to be left behind if she didn't invest in SEO. Her competitors would gain an edge on Annie. So, because of that trust, that need, the decision was easy for her. She didn't need convincing, and she was ready to act. So, for you, who are these people? This could be past and current clients. This could be friends and family, your Instagram and LinkedIn following, the Instagram and LinkedIn following of your friends or your family member or your friends of friends, right? First and second connections. You want to ask, who already knows and trusts your work? Who might not be a direct client, but can introduce you to someone who is? Right now, take 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Write down 5 people you can share your business with that you haven't already. Right, so if you're in the early stage, who do you want to test, to beta test your offering? Think about those friends and family. And if you're already a grown business, maybe you're creating a new service offering, who could you reach back out to that would adopt your service or product? Minute for the timer here. As a reminder, if you want help mapping this out, you can send me a DM or LinkedIn message, and I can share my ideal client avatar worksheet with you too, in addition to the business model canvas. All right, we're going to get into the writing. So we have about 7 minutes on the timer because I want to leave enough time for Q&A. Write out in the business model canvas your ideal customer, early adopter, and pain point. And as homework, none of you are working with me just yet, but one thing you'll know is I love homework. Is I recommend you finding a picture of both your ideal client, Peter, and your early adopter, Annie, as well. Now, I just want to go back to, I think it was here. Right. This. Okay. So customer segment, pain point, early adopters. I'm going to go ahead and put a 7-minute timer on. And maybe can play some music for you guys. I'll try. I had some fun music going.
Comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's all right. Darling, 15 o'clock, oh, winter. It feels like you since it's been here. I said it's all right. Something to the face. Said it's all right.
Everyone likes the Beatles. Okay, we have about 3 minutes left. So when Penny Lane ends, we will head in. Close out. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. About 30 seconds. The good thing is that great thing about this is that it's editable. So you're not married to the answers you put down, and they will be refined over time. That's for sure. We've done many different models of this business canvas. Okay, so let us keep it going. Oops, I'm gonna go back to where we were. All right, so before we move into Q&A, let's do a quick recap. We walk through the 3-step breakthrough framework to help you define your ideal client, right? Who are you serving? Who is the dream client? What are their problems? What are their pain points? What's driving them to take action? And who are your early adopters? So pinpointing who is most likely to buy from you first. And if you haven't already, now's the time to just take a photo and post about today's session. Tag me, let me know your biggest takeaway. I love seeing what resonated with you. All right. So now you might be thinking, okay, Sami, this was great. Fabulous 38 minutes together. I feel like there's some clarity, but what's next? Knowing all of this is great, but implementing it is what actually moves your business forward. Now that what would you like to do next is really the question, because for me, when I first started, it took me about 4 years to realize that I really needed to work with a business coach. And so there's an old Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. But the second best time is today. I believe that to succeed in your business, you need accountability, strategy, and a support system. So I want to share 2 ways we can keep this momentum going if it feels right for you. First, there's eSchool, which is an entrepreneur school. It's designed for those of you who want a clear, structured path to refine your business foundation, your marketing, operations, and sales. It's a mix of group coaching with a collaborative, like-minded community, one-on-one support, and step-by-step roadmaps to help you move forward with confidence. And if you're looking for more personalized hands-on support, I also offer one-on-one strategy sessions where we dive into your business, whether that's your website, messaging, SEO, or brand positioning, really helping you refine what your competitive edge is in the market. It's a great way to get tailored guidance specific to where you are right now. So now the easiest way to explore either of these is just to scan the QR code on the screen. There's no cost, there's no obligation. It's just an opportunity to carve out some dedicated time to think about your business and what's next for you. I absolutely love getting to do some of these webinars. Unfortunately, I don't get to meet and talk with all of you. And I know it's so hard as a business owner to step back and actually work on your business instead of constantly working in it. There's always so much to do, and rarely do we get that chance to pause and plan for what's next. If nothing else, this is an extra 30 minutes you take for yourself, which can give you some clarity, some direction, or even a fresh perspective. So if that sounds helpful, go ahead and sign up today. And if you have any questions, I'd love to chat. We are going to move into Q&A. Thank you so much for being here, and make sure that you connect with me at the end. I'm really excited to hear what everyone is building. So let's go into some Q&A, Joseph. We have some
Awesome.
time.
Thank you so much, Sami. That was great content and super helpful for those who are either getting started or just wanting to refine their business models. So I appreciate you um, always wanting to come back and get back to our Bruins in this way. So for those of you who would like to stick around for a Q&A, please submit your questions using the Q&A function below. We're also going to be throwing into the chat a link to our post-program feedback survey. It's a quick survey that'll get us information on you and why you decided to participate in today's session, but also helps us determine future programs from our Career Coaches Network. So while you're still here and have time to dedicate to this session, we really would like to hear your thoughts and feedback because we will take those into consideration and also share it with Sami. So let's start off with some of the questions we've already received. An alum has said, I serve B2B and B2C clients. How can I apply this to both? And I believe they're referring to the business model canvas.
Course. So two customer segments here with the B2C client, right? It's going to be a specific person that you're connecting with B2B. It's obviously a business. So their pain points will differ. Your offerings may not, but their actual problems, what their anxiety points or fears are, those may be different. So I'd say create 2 different customer segments, one for your B2C client and one for your B2B. And then you can play with your offerings to see what what would be best and play with your pricing. So most likely B2B normally has a bigger budget than B2C, and you will have a smaller market to work with. So yeah, that's my response to that one. I could probably go forever with that one. Yes.
Thank
Cool.
you. Our next question is from Caleb. He asked, I have a particular person, a friend of mine, for the business model canvas. Is it practical to design it around them? They've been known to engage in my work in the past.
Yeah, great question, Caleb. So in terms of your early adopter, your early adopter is usually a friend, is one of your best friends. They have the same values, they like doing the same things, they spend time at the same, let's say, workout studios, or you guys go to a farmer's market together. Like their interests, their personality traits are very similar. And I think that's a really great step to design it around this friend of yours.
Our next question is, how do you explain unique value proposition and unfair advantage is the most simplest way? Sorry, how do you explain unique value prop and unfair advantage in the most simplest way? Sometimes the solutions, unf
I think they're saying, yeah, I think they're saying, so unfair advantage is something that can't be copied or bought by your competitors. And unique value proposition is a single compelling statement that showcases what you do. So normally a UVP is when it's an elevator pitch. It's describing what you do. So that's how I would explain those two. We didn't have a chance to go through them within the business model canvas, but those are two things that do need to be filled out when you finalize your business model canvas. So those are the two definitions there.
Got it. Okay.
And
Um,
I think with that one too, Joseph, I just wanted to say the unfair advantage is, so that's where it differs, is it's what sets you apart in the market, and the UVP is how you describe what you do. So I hope that was helpful to this anonymous attendee.
Great. Next question. How does this approach change for physical products rather than a coaching business?
Great. I'm going to keep reading. Peter's beans feels specific. Yes. Okay. So it absolutely, Miss L, works for physical products and service-based businesses. Your customer, you can still build out your customer pain points, your customer, and then their pain points. So in terms of why would they be drawn to your product? So it's very similar. A lot of my clients who are service-based, I liked them to think about their service like a product because it's more tangible that way. So if you are thinking, the approach can think about what's keeping this client up at night, in which they would be drawn to your product, because most likely if it's a product, unless it's very new to the market, there's going to be other competitors. And so really learning about who that customer is, why they're drawn to something else that they need to consume is important to figure out their pains there.
Mm,
I hope that is helpful.
yes. Great. The next question we received was around advertising for one's business. So the question is, for an appliance service business, is Google advertisement the best to find customers, or should I use other platforms as well? Do you have any
Yeah.
insight there?
Yeah, so with Strategist Studio, our main focus is SEO, and that's what I really push my clients to do as well. In terms of SEO is organic search engine optimization. It's organic, it takes time. When you're on Google, I don't know about you, anonymous attendee, but for me, I I spot what's sponsored and I could keep scrolling down because there's so much shit out there, and trying to really filter out what's being paid versus what's real and authentic, especially if I'm going to invest my money and time and energy into this service or product, then I want to see what's more authentic. And with a Google ad, it's sponsored, right? It's inauthentic. So I would recommend SEO. Other platforms you can use to build your appliance service business is Google My Business, right? You want testimonials. There are many different ways to get your customers to start trusting what you do. Okay, lots of new ones are coming in.
Yeah, I guess while we're on the topic, do you have any tips on optimizing for GEO? So AI, Google Gemini. And then also, I think this falls into the same category. How does SEO marketing potentially change with AI trends? Do you have any experience
Yeah,
with those?
yes, I think AI is incredibly supportive for
Mhm.
SEO in terms of I I tell my clients all the time, use AI as a way to support you because everyone is using it. So you not using it is a disadvantage to your business. So with AI, what I'd recommend is asking AI, who are my top 10 competitors? And what are the keywords that are coming up on their website that I also need to be optimizing for? How can I use these keywords when I'm now posting a new blog post or when I am updating parts of my website? How can I incorporate some of the terms that people are searching for so that you come up on Google? You also
Mhm.
want to make sure that you're focusing on words that are commercial and transactional, because those are the keywords that people are searching for. Well, they will most likely buy from you rather than just wanting to learn from you. So those are some tips there.
Great tips. Another question we received was, how do you narrow down your customer segments?
Hmm. Great question. So Peter is my ideal customer, and I want to draw in all the Peters. Like he is a indication of a bunch of different clients. They all come in all shapes and forms that I want to connect with. However, you are going to have different customers. I think if you're just starting out your business, how I would focus on who is your early adopter and then who would be most likely be the second adopter of the business. And then it will just grow from there.
Mhm.
I hope that was helpful.
Great. Another question came in. How do you know if Shopify is a good website host for SEO, for example, blog posts?
Yeah, it is. You can use
Mm.
Shopify, you can use Wix, Squarespace, all of them have SEO functions.
Great.
Great.
Like we got through most of what's been submitted so far. Any um, final thoughts, resources that, beyond working with the coach that are easy for attendees to either read, listen to, buy that you have come across in your time as an entrepreneur and businesswoman?
Yeah, great question, Joseph. Off, I would say if you're a new entrepreneur, get a mentor. It's so helpful to just, even if it's another alum, reaching out and saying, "Hey, I'm starting this business. I love what you're doing. Can I, can we connect? Like, can I buy you a coffee?" That goes such a long way. Also, I think with information, we have such great access. Like with the internet, you have access to so many podcasts. Podcasts that I personally love is How I Built This by Guy Raz is amazing. I love Stephen Bartlett. I'm a big fan of The Diary of a CEO. He has some great guests on Entree Leadership to learn more about leadership skills and hiring, Duct Tape Marketing for support with all things online marketing, SEO, even grassroots marketing, whatever that looks like. So get a mentor, get on podcasts while you're commuting, make it easy for yourself, and then just start reading. Even if you don't have time to pick up a book, read an audiobook by your favorite entrepreneur. There's so much out there and so many resources.
I like that one of your, first recommendations was, seeking out a mentor.
Yeah, huge.
We actually have um, our Bruin Business 100 recipients who are alumni who have their own businesses in a variety of spaces. So I just threw into the chat the link to our website, and there are 100 businesses since 2022 where we've recognized them for the great work that they're doing in their respective industries. So if you're looking to connect with any of these business owners that are alumni, we'd be more than happy to help facilitate that connection. So feel free to reach out to us. Great, Sammy. Well, I think that just about wraps it up with us. I just want to thank you for, like I said, always willing to give back to our brewing community and for today's session. It was great. Any final words before we
No,
close out? Yeah.
no, thanks so much, Joseph, for having me. It's always just such a pleasure to connect with Bruins, and I hope I get to meet all of you one day, and I need to come to an event too.
I hope I get to meet you in person too.
Yeah, seriously, we've been working together for years now, so we
Yeah.
need. Okay, thank you guys. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you, Sammy. And just before we close, I do want to highlight Sammy is a part of a network of coaches and a part of programming that we do through our Career Coaches Insight series. And it's a monthly series where a career coach speaks on a professional or career development topic. And so our next one coming up is going to be in March, on March 19th. The topic is around Ask the Career Coach. So it's a session where you can literally ask a coach about job search tips or just networking and really setting yourself up for success if you are in a space where you're looking to um, get into a new role. So we're going to throw into the chat a link to our schedule of workshops for this year. Sammy kicked us off for 2025. And so we hope to see you at a future session. And if you haven't done so, please complete our post-program feedback survey so that we can hear from you about some future topics from our network of coaches. Thank you all for tuning in. And thank you again, Sammy. I'll see you next time. Go Bruins.
Bye, go Bruins.